Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hopefully, you guys can hear me because I don't see my show on. So, I'm wondering if you guys can hear me today. I'm not showing a volume on my show. So, I'm trying to see if I can find it. And how's everybody doing today? Let me see what we got going on here. Okay, yeah, we got it. All right. I just wanted to make sure we had volume today. It's been a crazy, crazy, crazy day. A Better You lifestyle. I'm your host, Willie A. Price. Willie A. Price Speaks. And this is A Better You lifestyle. And tonight, we are talking about two different subjects. We're going to do two shows tonight. Well, two topics tonight. We're going to do Understanding Your You, and we're also going to talk about a mother's love, but we're going to do them in a different way, only because got some things I want to talk about. We're coming to the end of the year, and we're going to be doing a couple of special things for the end of the year. We may even do a raffle. Who knows? I might do a couple of different things. I'm going to do some different things going into 2024. We have a lot of things happening, especially with A Better You Lifestyle. It's a nonprofit organization that I help with that services youth and their families and now seniors in Western New York and around the world. So we're really looking at doing some amazing things. And I say they're amazing things because we're going to be doing some things that people have never heard of, never thought about. And once they do start to think about them, they realize how important they are. And one of those things is the aging in place process, which is affecting a lot of our seniors. And when I say seniors, that's people 50 and over. So you may not think you're a senior, but once you hit 50, you are into the range of where you are planning to prepare for retirement. So that's what aging in place is. And that aging in place means being able to have your home ready so that way you can age in place in your home versus having to be put into a nursing home because your home is not safe and secure and in a proper manner set up for you to remain in that home and age in place. But tonight we're going to talk about understanding your you, and we're going to talk about a mother's love. And when I say understanding your you, which is the show, it's what I did last week, and I didn't do it because I was actually out of town. I was in Orlando, and I'm going to talk about that when I talk about a mother's love. I was in Orlando for a youth conference for USA Track and Field. Understanding your you. When I say that, people really don't understand what I'm talking about. When I say understanding your you, I'm talking about the fact that if you don't know who you are, if you don't know where you're trying to go in life, when you where what you want to do in life, and you're at the age of 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, and you still don't know what you want to do with your life or where you're going with your life and why you want to do the things that you want to do, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. We're about to go into 2024, and I meet people 30, 40, 50 years old saying, well, once I get XYZ together, or once I get situations where I want them, I'm going to start planning for XYZ and elemental P and QRSTUV and whatever. They're going to start planning. You're 30, 40, 50 years old, and you have no idea of where you want to be, what is it going to take for you to get there, and why you're willing to do whatever it takes to get there. Because you're still using the excuse that you want to wait until you get something together. Wait until I get a better job. Wait until I save some money. Wait until I retire. We're always waiting on something. Understanding your you means understanding who you are and what it is you want to do in life. So that way you are already on that path and taking care of that situation. Waiting for something that you have no control over. And when I say have no control over, you say, I'm waiting till I save enough money. You really have no control over that because there's always going to be something that's going to happen that you'll use an excuse for. So that way you can wait some more. Well, I'm waiting for my income tax check to come. But then when the income tax check comes, you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 different things that you go and use that income tax check for instead of what you had said you were going to use it for, or what you said you were planning to use it for. Well, I'm going to save up and I'm going to buy me a house, but how much do you need to save? Do you know? What kind of house are you looking for? Do you know? Where do you want to live in that house? Do you know? No plans whatsoever. Well, I'm going to take the first time home buyers class and then they're going to tell me all the stuff I need to do. Okay. So first time home buyers class takes a year. And in that year, you're going to sit around and wait for someone to tell you all the stuff you need to do in order to purchase your first home and retire. But then once you take that class, then you realize you got to save. Then you got to pay off all the credit cards and pay certain things off so that way you'll be in a better situation to buy a home. So now what does that mean? Now you're going to take another year, 2 years prolonging that when you already knew you needed to pay off credit cards and pay bills down and in preparation and save money to purchase a home. But the thing is, as a first-time home buyer, you only need 10%. 10%. Is it 10? No, is it 10%? It may not even be 10% now. I was watching a video earlier today and they were saying, no, it's not 10%. It's not 10% down because the person said if you're buying a home and that home is $350,000, I think that's what they said, or was no, 3.5% down, because they said if you're buying $100,000 home, you only need $3,500 to buy that home on a down payment. So if you're a first-time home buyer and you know that it only takes 3.5% to put down on that home, and you may want to even have 5 or 10% available, so that way you have $5,000 or $10,000 set aside to purchase that first home. Why don't you have that? Why aren't you planning for that? Why are you waiting to take a first-time home buyers class or some other means to tell you what you already knew or what you already needed to know, that you need to have a down payment? No matter what house you buy, you have to have a down payment. So why are you waiting to take a class or using that excuse? We're good for using excuses when it's something we really don't want to do. We're really quick to use excuses when it's something we don't want to do. I see that so often. I hear people talk about they want to start a business, or I have people come to me and they say, I want to write a book. And then I'll ask them some questions about writing a book and preparation for writing a book. And they get frustrated with me. They get upset with me. They think I'm putting them down. I'm asking questions because, especially if you come into me talking about you want to write a book and you're looking for me to help you, and you haven't done one thing in the process of writing a book or understanding what it takes to write a book, or even because the thing is, if you're looking for me to help you and you have a whole laundry list of things that need to be done in order for me to help you, that means I have to charge you. I don't do it for free. Now, if it's just answering a few questions, I'll do that. Like I said, I don't mind helping people. If it's a few questions I need to answer, and I can answer you some questions to give you some direction, and you're going to go do it yourself and get it done, I have no problem with that. But people want to give me this laundry list of things that they need in order to start a business or write a book or put on a workshop or do a youth development program or whatever the case may be. And they give you this laundry list of what they need to be done. But it's basically, you're going to be doing it. I'm going to be doing it because they're asking me all these questions about it. And so then they get upset when I tell them that I charge to do that I have a fee for doing that, because the thing is, I have to make a living just like you have to make a living. I have to put food in my refrigerator just like you have to put food in your refrigerator, and gas in my car, and pay my bills, whatever bills that may be. It doesn't matter what the bill is. But the thing is, nothing in life is free. And when you do things for free, remember this when you have a business, when you do things for free or you discount your business, no matter what the business is, and you give some major discount because somebody says, well, if you give us that info, if you come and do like a presentation for us for free, and then what we'll do is we're gonna, you're gonna get a lot of attention, and that's gonna help you to even grow your business even more. Don't go for it. Don't go for it. It's not gonna do anything because they want you to come and do it for free. And once they see that you're going to do it for free, they're going to always want you to do it for free. They're going to never value your services. And those people who have used you in the past and paid full price for your business or your services will now feel cheated because you turned around and gave the service away to someone else when you charged that other agency or that other person full price for the same service. Never give your service away. I give discounts. I tell people right up front, I give you a discount. I give you 10% discount. I give you 10% discount. That's what I give. And that's on certain things that I do. I'll give you a 10% discount. But other than that, I had one person say, well, I was looking more like at least like half price. Literally, I've had people say to me, I was looking at you doing this for me because we've known each other. We go so far back, or I've seen you in the community and I know you're doing good things, but I thought you would do this for me for half price. And I said, yeah, I can do it for half price, but then you'll have to tell me something. What half of the house or what half of the service do you want me to delete from this process? Because if I'm doing half price, that means I can only do half of the work. They get very offended with that. But you know what? Well, that's all right. And then what do? They go pay somebody else full price to do what they wanted you to do for half price. Stop selling your services and your businesses short. People who value what you have and what you do will pay you. Even if you give them a discount, like I said, 10% discount, no big deal. But to go beyond that, where you're giving your services away, don't do anything for free. Don't do anything for free unless it's something like a community event, where you're going out and you may be speaking to some kids for 10, 15 minutes. But if you're asked to do a keynote or a full workshop, you're not doing that for free. That's your business. You're asked to donate some of your products to some event that has never supported any of your business or bought any of your products or even sent anybody to purchase some of your products, but now they want to contact you and ask you, could you donate some of your products for them to do a fundraiser or a raffle, whatever the case may be. Stop selling yourself short. Stop giving your business away. People who even ask you to do those things or even suggest that you do those kind of things don't value what you offer. They don't value what you offer. So that means you either have to keep fighting with them to see your value or go somewhere where you're going to be appreciated and people are willing to pay for your value. And I find that that's what a lot of people end up doing. That's why you see some people, they leave Western New York or the Buffalo area and they go somewhere else. They go, they leave Niagara Falls and leave Rochester and they go down south where they see that they're more appreciated for the businesses or they even have better opportunities to operate the businesses that they have. And they do that because down there or in that different location, people don't know you. So as a result, whatever you provide or whatever you're presenting has to prove itself. And you feel more comfortable because you're not running against the roadblocks of, people who, oh yeah, we go way back. So you should give me a discount. Yeah, we've been, I got a lot of people I can connect you with. And so, why don't you give me a few samples and then I can refer you. And I did that with a guy with my books. I had my Black History books and I was trying to get them into a school system. And this guy, I gave him a copy of the book. I said, hey, I really would love for, some kind of way to connect up and get my books into the school, my programs into school, and I wrote a book. Then nothing. Oh, yeah. I got you. Nothing. Never heard from him. A couple months later, I run to him. Yo, let me get another copy of those books, And I'm like, dude, why would you need another copy of my book when you haven't done anything with the copy I gave you? I haven't heard from anybody. And then I had a new book come out, and he wanted to get a copy of that one. Every time he would see me with a new book out, he wanted a copy of it. And what was he doing with the books? I have no idea. He may have been trying to use them to get information and do something on his own, or providing it to the school system that I was trying to get involved in. I have no clue. And I've had people do that too. I've had people take my books and use them in their workshops and not give me credit for them. Take certain pages and copy them and use them in their workshops, because we have a lot of games and activities in my Black History book. And so they take them and they use them and never reach out to me. I've given books to principals and they'll take them and use them in the school and won't use my services. So, I mean, you hit or miss with that. But as far as free, that's about as free as you're going to get. You'll get a free copy of the book. And if you don't support or bring me in to do anything with the school, then at least I know what your intentions are. But you have to stop giving your services away. So understanding your you, people, I mean, even when you go on a date, people are so afraid to ask questions on a date. Well, where do you see yourself in the next year? Or what do you see yourself doing the next year? Or if we get together and we're in this relation, if we start a relationship, where do you see us in a year or 5 years? Or do you even see us together in 5 years? People don't think about those things. They think about tomorrow. Think about yesterday, last week. But as far as future plans and future goals, it's so sad that people don't think about what the future has to come. There's a lot of things going on with this, these viruses and food and different things that we have to watch out for. We have to watch what we eat. We have to watch what we drink. We have to watch what we wear. We got to watch where we go. We got to watch what we breathe. Everything we got to do, we got to watch. So with all that going on, why do we have to watch the people we associate ourselves with, the people we affiliate with, the people we try to get into a relationship with? Why do we have to watch so hard and be on our guard at all times for the fear of manipulation and cheating and deception and all kind of nonsense? And that's what you have out there now, because everybody's into social media and it's all about materialistic things and all about the me, give me, take care of me, pay my bill mindset and mentality. And relationships are nowhere. Families are nowhere. You have people that are married and before they can even go, even before they get married, and even while they're in the marriage, they're cheating. Even before they got married, they're cheating. They're still messing around with some guy that always wanted their attention, and so it becomes that entertaining novelty to be in a situation where you're with a person or a female, a guy, whoever, that you're sneaking off on the person who made the commitment to you, who put a ring on it. That used to be the thing, put a ring on it. And people, it was all about trying to put a ring on it. Now it's no longer wanting to put a ring on it, it's putting a bag on it. Give me a bag, give me 2 bags, take me out to dinner, and spend a bag on me on the first date, go out and buy my kids' school clothes after knowing you a week. What kind of nonsense is this, that we are in such a disarray with relationships and family? Our kids are raising themselves. Our kids are seeing our behavior and they're acting out based on what they see at home, acting out based on what they see on television, acting out based on the video games that you allow them to play, acting out based on the television shows that you allow them to watch and the movies that you allow them to watch and the music that you allow them to listen to. I mean, it's so much that's going on out here in this world that our families are falling apart and no one is concerned. Yeah, and the people that are concerned are usually people who don't have children. So they're voicing their opinion and voicing their thoughts about it. But because they don't have children, or because their children are older, or because their children aren't going through the same thing, people don't pay them any attention. People don't want to hear, what do you know? You know, I look at certain school boards that I'm familiar with, and I see school boards with senior citizens on them, or people who have no children, or people who have grandchildren but no children in the system whatsoever on the school boards. How do you relate to that? How do you relate to children when you have no connection with any of those children? Half those kids don't even know who the school board is. They barely know who their superintendents, and they know who their teachers and principals are most times. But the school board, they have no idea who's on the school board. They know no idea who the superintendent is, unless they saw him on the news or something. But these kids, and so you have a group of people who are creating rules, regulations, and voting for programs and funding, who have no clue about the children that they're providing these services for, or taking these services away from. They're not going in and talking to the students and sitting in on activities that the students are participating in, and visiting the schools and firsthand meeting the students and meeting the teachers. Very rarely, very rarely. And they say, well, I'm busy and I work a job. Well, you took a position where you said you would work to help make better decisions and situations for students in schools. But you're too busy to go and talk to and find out what those students need or are missing or are being neglected from, so that way you can help them to have a better education, a better lifestyle while they're in the schools. So we're going to get off of that understanding your youth situation, because if that didn't help you to think about some things that are going on around you, things that are going on with you, or things that may even help you, then it's not going to happen. Like I said, we're going to the end of the year, and we're going to almost be done with this year's programs. We're going to be doing some things, and I want to talk about a mother's love. I got a lot of things going on with a mother's love. I've been really active with a group of students over at School 53. We do a program in the city of Buffalo, From Boys to Men. And if you've watched my page, I posted recently that we did what did we do? Oh, we did a hygiene. We did hygiene last week with the young men. And one of the things we did was we showed them how to make deodorant and toothpaste. And the thing was, we were talking about that because I was doing something with, I was reading something. I was watching a video, and starting to see more and more and more about how dangerous fluoride is. Fluoride in the water, fluoride in the toothpaste, fluoride in this and fluoride in that. And then to find out that fluoride is a poison. Fluoride is a poison. Did you know fluoride was a poison? Hold on, let me go get this tooth. I think I have a toothpaste tube somewhere. Let me see if I have one. Let me go and get it. And when I heard about this, I read it I heard about it a few times, and then I went and got a tube of toothpaste. And I flipped it over to read it, and it says, directions, adults and children 2 years old and older. So if you're under 2 years old, you shouldn't be using toothpaste, because when you're 2 years old and under, what do kids do under 2 years old? What they do is they don't brush their teeth. They basically like the sweetness, and what do? They swallow it, because it's more like candy to them, because it's sweet. So they swallow it. So now listen, brush teeth thoroughly after meals, or at least twice a day, or used directed by a dentist. Okay. Do not swallow. Okay. Remember I said earlier that children 2 years old and under, when you give them toothpaste, they put it in their mouth and they swallow it because it's sweet. So they're basically just eating it. It says, this is toothpaste with fluoride in it. Do not swallow. To minimize swallowing, use a pea-size amount in children under 6. So then they've even moved it up to children under 6. So now when you're putting a toothpaste on, it says put a pea size. You know how big a pea size is? A pea size is about like that on your toothbrush for children 6 and under. Remember I said it says don't use for children under 2 and under, but if you're going to use toothpaste and the child is 6 years old and under, you only use a pea size because, again, those younger children tend to want to swallow because it's so sweet. They want to swallow it because it's so sweet. So they put all that toothpaste on and they're really not brushing. They're just moving it around and swallowing the sweetness of the toothpaste. And what does it say? I'll go back to it again. It says, do not swallow. Do not swallow the toothpaste. Children, parents, do not let your children swallow the toothpaste. Do not swallow. And to use a pea-size amount in children under 6. Then it goes on to say, supervise children brushing until good habits are established. What does that mean? Supervise children brushing supervise them as they brush until they establish good brushing habits. And what does that mean? Until they stop swallowing the toothpaste, because you don't want them to swallow the toothpaste. And the reason why you don't want them to swallow the toothpaste, and I'm still reading. And then it goes on, and you go back up to the top. And I saved the top for last because I've went through all this. And like I said, it gives you the directions. And it says, adults and children 2 years and older, that's for use. Brush teeth thoroughly after meals or at least twice a day, or use as directed by a dentist. Do not swallow. To minimize swallowing, remember I said, because children tend to swallow because it tastes so good and they just want to swallow because it tastes sweet. To minimize swallowing, use a pea-size amount in a children under 6. So use a pea-size under the amount of toothpaste for children under 6. And then supervise those children until they develop good brushing habits and they're brushing their teeth instead of swallowing the toothpaste. Okay? And then it says, for children under 2, ask a dentist. So now they tell you not to give it to children under 2. Then they tell you if you do decide to give it to a child under 2, ask your dentist first. So now let me go to the top here. Warning. Did you know that there was a warning on your toothpaste tubes? There's a warning on all the toothpaste tubes that have fluoride in them. Warning. Keep out of reach of children under 6. Now, remember earlier, they said you can give it to children under 6, and you can even consult your dentist. Even though they say don't give it to children under 2, you can consult your dentist if you're really that eager to give toothpaste to your children that are under 2 years old so they can swallow it. But you should only let them swallow no more than a pea size at a time. Keep out of the reach of children under 6 years of age. If more than used for brushing is accidentally swallowed. So if more than used for brushing is accidentally swallowed. So if they swallow more than a pea size, remember, because they said if there's a pea size is what you should give a child for a child 6 and under. So if more than that pea size is used and swallowed, get medical help or contact poison control centers right away. Okay, let me read that again, because this is really interesting. Like I said, when this was brought to my attention, I just was like, you know what, this is crazy. So now, warning on your toothpaste bottle. Get your toothpaste, whatever package you use, if it has fluoride in it, read it. And it says, warning, keep out of the reach of children under 6 years of age. And if more than used for brushing is if more than used for brushing is accidentally swallowed, which is more than that pea size, which I read earlier. You should only use a pea size for children 6 and under, because you don't want them to swallow too much, because that's what they do, is they swallow. They don't really be brushing their teeth. They're swallowing. So if they swallow more than that pea size, what do they want you to do? They want you to get medical help or contact your poison control center right away. Get medical help or contact the poison control center right away. Why would you need to call the poison control center or get medical help because your child swallowed more than a pea size of fluoride toothpaste? Because they weren't brushing their teeth, they were just sucking on the toothbrush and swallowing the fluoride. People, we really have to pay attention to what we're putting in our bodies. We really have to pay attention, and we have to pay attention to not only what we're putting in our bodies, what our children are putting in their bodies. Mother's love, I want to talk about this tonight because I just found it so interesting. What up, Douglas? I found it so interesting that I've been brushing my teeth since I was a child and never paid this any attention, never knew about it until I saw this information on social media and started to research it. And when you read, it tells you. See, that's how they get you, though. They tell you, that toothpaste is poison, but because they also tell you, and the dentist gives it to you, so you can go brush your teeth, you think it's okay. Okay, well, the dentist gave it to me with a toothbrush and told me, I need to brush my teeth and floss, every day and do what I need to do. But they don't tell you that the toothpaste that they're giving you to brush at least twice a day is made with fluoride, and fluoride is a poison. And poisons will kill you. Poisons will make you sick. And you're giving it to your children. You read your toothpaste. All the different main name brand products out there that make toothpaste. And if it says fluoride, it'll tell you right on it. It says fluoride toothpaste. Anytime it tells you fluoride toothpaste, that says poison. You're poisoning yourself, because you turn it right over and it says, warning, keep out of the reach of children under 6 years of age. And if more than used for brushing accidentally swallowed. So when you got a child, they put all that toothpaste on their toothbrush, and they put it in their mouth and they just moving around, but they really just swallowing it because it's so sweet. They're swallowing the poison. And because their little bodies can't handle that amount of poison and fluoride that's going into their bodies, they get sick, they get brain damage, they have all kinds of problems, and they die. Or they end up in the hospital, and you have no idea why they're having the problems that they're having. And then it says, get medical help. If you swallow too much toothpaste, if your children swallow too much toothpaste, get medical help or contact the Poison Control Center right away. Not tomorrow, not next week when you get a chance and you find the phone number. Right away. Contact the Poison Control Center right away. Fluoride toothpaste. Fluoride toothpaste. That's what we give our children. That's what we brush our teeth with. So as I started in the beginning of the story, I talked about in my program, we taught our young men from Boys to Men, and I do it in all my programs, how to make deodorant and how to make their own toothpaste. And we did that because I read this. If you read the ingredients in your deodorants, it is so full of lead and different poisons and things that affect your body in so many different ways, it's ridiculous. So we created we found some different recipes, and there's different recipes out there where you make natural deodorant and natural toothpaste, and depending on what you're trying to do, you can just do, you create your own, but at least you know what's in it. You know how it's affecting your body. You know what it can and cannot do. But when you use fluoride toothpaste, if you use too much of it when you're brushing your teeth, or you swallow too much of it while brushing your teeth, or your children swallow too much of it while brushing their teeth, then this is what you have to do. You have to get medical help or contact the Poison Control Center right away. That's what you have to do if you're using fluoride toothpaste in your household. So I'm going to close out in a few minutes. I wanted to share that with you guys because it was just something that was really, bothering me. But like I said, we did our program this week with the young men, and they were so excited because they were able to make their own toothpaste and they were able to make their own deodorant. And we were talking about how to use it. The week before, we gave them hygiene kits with deodorant and small deodorant packet and toothbrush and toothpaste and different things, and just showing them how to use those things and how to prepare for hygiene and nutrition. So we're going to do some nutrition stuff actually next week. Not this week, coming up next week, we're going to do nutrition. We're doing financial stuff tomorrow when we do the program. We're going to do financial literacy on savings and different ways of savings and how to put money together. But next week will be our last week before Christmas. And so what we're going to do for that program, we're going to do some things with nutrition. So we're going to do some nutritional things on eating right and taking care of your body and exercising. So we normally combine those two together with our program. So we're going to do exercise and we're going to do nutrition, and then we're going to do a raffle for the holiday. We're going to do a raffle with different giveaways that the young men can have to take home for the holiday. And so I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, but God is so good. He blessed me with the opportunity. I went to an event on Saturday, and I normally just buy the raffle tickets just to support the event. And I did the same thing this year. I bought the raffle tickets and I put them in the different containers, and I left. Like I said, I had no idea I was going to win anything. So I left. I put the tickets in the different baskets, and then I get a phone call as I was going to the mall. I was going to the mall to get something, and my phone rings just as I was getting ready to pull into the mall parking lot and says, "You just won 5 gifts. You just won 5 gifts at the auction, so you need to come back and get them." And so, like I said, God is so good because I was going to the mall to get some things to do this giveaway with the kids on next Monday. So I go back and I get these gifts that I won and realize that I've won some great gifts, games and all kind of games, and Buffalo Bills and Buffalo Sabres paraphernalia. And I mean, just some really nice gifts that we're going to do a raffle. We're going to do a raffle. We do a raffle every week anyways. But next week, we're going to do this raffle where the young men will get those kind of items. They're going to get Buffalo Bills stuff. They're going to get Sabres stuff. They're going to get games. I think there's an Uno game. Somebody asked me to keep that for myself. But there's an Uno game. There's all kind of games. I mean, I won some really nice prizes. And so I'm giving them away to the kids because I don't need them. I don't play games. I don't have time to play games. So we're going to do that with these young men. So I'm excited about it. And I see that some kind of award show is on. So I'm about to get off this show so I can watch the award show because the Bills game really pissed me off because it burned my pie. But we'll talk about that another day. You guys have a blessed day, a blessed week, and I will see you guys later. Take care. Willie A. Price Speaks.